Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. And now we're going to have that time where we can get quiet and just send that love and gratitude to our beloved Earth. Let's take some slow, deep breaths to get into that peaceful, receptive state. So we breathe in slowly and deeply. We hold our breath. We breathe out. And then we hold our breath. Let's do that for a few more breaths. Now let's listen for our heartbeat. Our heartbeat, which is a pulse of light coming down through the silver cord from our mighty iron presence, anchoring in our heart, giving us life. Let's just see and feel and bless that heartbeat. That heartbeat that anchors into that beautiful threefold flame, which is the anchorage of our mighty I am presence within our physical bodies. Let's just connect with that beautiful flame as we sit in that expanded golden flame in the center, golden yellow flame of wisdom and illumination, perception and discrimination. We see our bodies in this beautiful, dazzling golden flame. To the right, we can see the pink flame, that glorious, dazzling pink flame of pure divine love. And then we see to the left of us that beautiful expanded flame, that sapphire blue, bringing into us the feeling of the will, the power, the faith and the protection from our mighty I am presence. See and feel and bless this glorious light. Let's take our awareness now up through the top of our head, through the silver cord, to our mighty beloved I am presence. Let's see this glorious, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving presence smiling down on us. Our wonderful presence of God, I am. And now we see in the center of our chest a beautiful golden sun forming, dazzling and brilliant like the noonday sun. The beautiful focus of light from our I am presence. Open our hearts and send love and gratitude to our mighty I am presence for beating our heart and giving us life. And now we see those rays from our beautiful sun in the center of our chest, dazzling and brilliant, billions and billions of rays, going forth and connecting up with each and every miniature sun in all the cells of our bodies, our four earthly bodies, all those little inner workers receiving this expanded light. Let's feel the joy, the happiness, and the gratitude of each and every little inner worker of our four earthly bodies. Sense and see and feel that wonderful light saturating our earthly bodies. And now let's just fill our feelings with a feeling of love and gratitude. And let's call to the beloved Ascended Masters, the beloved Ascended Master David Lloyd, the great God of gratitude, to fill us, each one and all mankind, with this feeling, that light substance from the Ascended Master realm of gratitude and love. we see our beautiful suns turning a deep shade of pink with a golden radiance. Gratitude and love for all our many, many blessings. Gratitude and love to the great ascended hosts for these marvelous teachings. Gratitude and love for all our loved ones and our friends. Gratitude and love for our homes and our supply. Gratitude and love for all the many, many blessings that we receive daily on our earthly journeys. Gratitude to the great and beloved elemental kingdom, animate and so-called inanimate, the beauty and bounty of nature. God bless, love and thank them, each and every precious one. Gratitude to the beloved angels, and gratitude to all life on our beloved earth. And now we see these rays in this wonderful expanded state, forming a lattice of light, dazzling and brilliant. We see our entire earth folded in this glorious pink and golden light, saturating every part of life on our beloved earth, especially those parts of life that are never loved or thanked, with this wonderful gift, our opportunity of sending love, light, and gratitude to all life. And we just give deep, deep thanks for this. Oh, thank you. Jeanette, beloved, do you have a screen in front of you, or have you just got your phone?
Yes, I have a screen in front of me. I would love to read.
Thank you.
Okay. Before reading the words of a master, we say together, with mics muted, as suggested by beloved Lord Kuthumi, beloved presence of God, I am. It is thy life and intelligence that enables me to read and comprehend and absorb that which is required of me. For life, I am so grateful. Beloved Master Kuthumi, I ask for your feeling and your capacity to use this instruction for God's glory and mankind's comfort. We thank you. And now, great I am presence, take me within thyself. There instruct me and cause me to retain the full memory of these inner instructions. Thank you from beloved Saint Germain.
Thank you, beloved. All right, so this week we've got beloved John has read for us, and as always, just wonderful words from our beloved Saint Germain. And then, I don't know, it just came to me that maybe this one would be a good one to listen to, Death and Unnecessary Grief, also from Saint Germain, from the Magic Presence. And it's just really helpful information, I believe, for all of us to understand this. And then we've got the second part of the reading from beloved Terry, and from Lady Diana, The Seven Bodies of Mankind. But this will be in two parts. And then I'm going to read from John the Beloved, just lovely. And then beloved John will take us through our decrees. And we know so greatly needed at this time, our decrees. So it's a wonderful thing. Yeah, so we're going to have that. All right, so we're going to listen to the words of Saint Germain now.
Beloved Saint Germain, I am Discourses, Volume 3, Discourse 7. Obedience of all manifestation is the first demand of the great host. When the command went forth, let there be light, obedience was the first activity. Consequently, limitless light was at hand. It is so with all outer activity of the one active principle, God. the first activity of the outer should be to give perfect obedience to that inner presence. Thus is it enabled to receive harmoniously the unadulterated pure essence, and so it should be with friends, with relatives, with associates, and with all outer contact of individuals. There should always be this wondrous grace of love, light, and obedience. It matters not the age of the individual, still the outer expression often, for its need is obedience to the great inner light. When the impulse surges forth to argue, criticize, or feel a resistance, it is your signal that the outer is intruding itself to demand attention. Then is the time, by the power of your free will, to command the outer to be silent and obey the I Am Presence. It is useless to argue any point. Silence the outer, and then, in loving obedience, give the instruction. In this way, it can come forth unobstructed. When students have entered the conscious path, the slightest intimation of disturbance or resistance of any kind should be followed instantly by silencing all outer activity and declaring, I am the obedient, intelligent activity in this mind and body. I am the governing power, and do govern it harmoniously. It matters not upon what plane or in what sphere of activity the Son of God, that is, the son or daughter of God, acts. Obedience to its laws, or the divine laws of the sphere in which he is acting, is always imperative to his steady onward progress. Some day, I hope in the near future, we shall take up for consideration the elements of outer activity which are most disturbing, and the effect of their activity upon the body. I do not wish to do this, however, until the students are strong enough to hear the truth of this activity without a single twinge of resistance or self-condemnation, because to start an activity within the individual of either condition would be a mistake upon my part. I spoke some time ago about the student keeping on guard to watch that in an unguarded moment he did not find himself unknowingly entertaining some feeling of resistance, criticism, or some activity which he later discovered had been acting. Every student should constantly use, many times a day, for it only requires a minute, and silently declare, I am the invincible God, established, sustained, and maintained over my mind, my body, my home, my world, and my affairs. Keep conscious that this God, being the I Am Presence, naturally has infinite intelligence. This will establish an intelligent God and activity about you that does not have to be constantly repeated.
Thank you. So there we have it. And so often we get told that, isn't it? We've got to be obedient to the laws that govern our lives and to our inner promptings. This is the video from beloved Saint Germain. This is an excerpt from The Magic Presence by Godfrey Ray King, Revelations, a discourse by Saint Germain. Call it what you will, the eternal truth remains that discord is another name for disintegration, a synonym for death. When mankind learns to live its life by the eternal law of love, it will find that such obedience will have released it from the wheel of birth and rebirth, and hence the problems of human existence will have disappeared. In their place will come the joy of ever expanding the perfection which forever abides within love. Constant new creation will ever go on, for life is perpetual motion, and neither slumbers nor sleeps, but is ever and forever a sustained stream of expanding perfection, in joy, in ecstasy, and in eternally new design. This perfect activity and joy of life are all contained within obedience to the law of love. the last enemy, death, will disappear, for it is but a means of release from a garment that no longer has anything of value to give for the use of the perfection of life. When the physical body is so incapacitated that the personality occupying it can no longer make self-conscious effort to express perfection, then nature herself takes a hand in things and dissolves the limitation that the individual may have a new chance to make effort that is of benefit. Grief for the death of a loved one is selfishness, and but retards the greater good the loved one should be enjoying. Grief from a sense of loss is really rebellion against the action of a law that has seen fit to give another greater opportunity for rest and growth, because nothing in the universe goes backward, and all, no matter what the temporary appearance, is moving forward to greater and greater joy and perfection. The great God consciousness in us cannot and does not grieve, and the human part should know that, as no one can ever get out of this universe, he must be somewhere that is better than the place he has just left. If there is real, true, divine love, it can never cease to exist, and must, sometime, somewhere, draw us to that which we love. In true divine love, there is no such thing as separation, and that which feels a sense of separation is not love. The sense of separation is merely one of the mistakes of the personal self, which it continues to dwell in, because it does not understand the nature of consciousness. Where the consciousness is, there the individual is functioning, for the individual is his consciousness. When one thinks of a loved one who has passed on, he is really with that one in his higher mental body, the moment his consciousness is upon the other person. If the Western world could understand this truth, it would lift the chains that cause such useless suffering. Such grief is all due to the fact that the personality, especially in the feelings, accepts the body as being the individual, instead of knowing that the body is only a garment which the individual wears. Over it, everyone should have complete and eternal dominion, and should exact perfect obedience at all times. If one really loves another, he wants that other to be happy and harmonious. If through so-called death an individual chose to accept a better chance for future expression, if there be the slightest spark of love, one should have no grief nor desire to hold that loved one in a state of incapacity, when he might go on to greater ease and freedom. It is the ignorance of this truth that enables such selfishness to keep humanity bound in its self-created chains of limitation. This sort of ignorance binds the life expression of the whole race, and is a stubborn refusal to understand life. It drags thousands of human beings every year into the depths of despair, wholly unnecessary and avoidable, when they could and should be enjoying happiness and living the way the mighty I Am Presence intended them to live. Such an attitude towards life not only prevents the accomplishment of everything worthwhile, but incapacitates the individual and fills him with self-pity, one of the most subtle and insidious ways by which the sinister force breaks down his resistance and makes him negative. The individual must remain positive if he or she is to attain their victory and express mastery. The sinister force that humanity on this earth has generated uses this method to keep aspiring, marvelous individuals from gaining their freedom and using the full power of divinity, which has been theirs from the beginning, the gift of the Father to his children. Of all the faults humanity has generated, self-pity is the most inexcusable, because it is the apex of human selfishness. Through self-pity, the attention of the personal consciousness, or outer self, is entirely absorbed by the petty, puny, human, useless desires of the physical body, and the great, glorious, adorable, all-wise, all-powerful light of the mighty I Am Presence, always abiding above the physical body, is entirely ignored. Yet its energy is being used for this destructive purpose. Humanity cannot have anything better than it is experiencing today until it looks away from the little self long enough to acknowledge and feel the presence of God. the mighty I Am presence, the source of every individual's life and of all perfect manifestation. Grief is colossal selfishness, not love. Discord is selfishness, not love. Lethargy is selfishness, not love, and not life. These sink the race into slavery because they break down the resistance of the individual by wasting the energy of life, which should be used for the creation of beauty, love, and perfection. This slavery continues because the outer activity of the personal consciousness does not make the necessary determined effort to free itself from the domination of the psychic world. The psychic stratum contains only those creations of humanity generated by the discordant thoughts, feelings, and words of the outer activity or personal consciousness. This means the daily activities of the mind, body, and feeling, with which the personality continues to entangle the creative expression of life. The entire race has become so bound by its own discord. The great, glorious, transcendent, ascended masters, out of sheer compassion for the slowness of mankind's growth and the misery of its degradation, offer to cut away the barnacles of the psychic plane and give humanity a new start. People are entertained, fascinated, and self-hypnotized by the various conditions of the psychic world. But I tell you, and I know both the inner and outer activities of life from the Ascended Master's standpoint, that there is nothing good nor permanent within the psychic stratum. It is as dangerous as quicksand and just as independable. The psychic plane and the outer activity of the mental and emotional world, unless it reports perfection to you, are one and the same thing. It is entirely the creation of the human sense consciousness and is but the accumulation of human thoughts and forms energized by human feelings. It contains nothing whatsoever of the Christ, the cosmic light. The desire for and fascination of psychic phenomena is a feeling, a very subtle feeling, by which it holds the attention of the personality away from the acknowledgement, the constant adoration, the continual communion, and the permanent acceptance of the individual's mighty I Am presence. Attention to the activities of the psychic plane depletes the personal self of the energy and ability required to reach the God source and anchor there permanently. I tell you eternal truth when I say that nothing of the Christ comes from the psychic realm, regardless of any seeming evidence to the contrary, because the psychic or outer activity of the mentality is forever changing its qualities, while the Christ, which is the eternal light, is ever expanding perfection, the one, changelessly supreme, imperishable quality. It is because of the attention to the subtle fascination of the psychic plane that mankind is today as a mass of children needing so much help, and the wisdom of the Ascended Masters to raise them once more into the understanding of the light, which is the only means of release from the darkness of Earth's present chaos. Such important words from beloved Saint Germain. Now we've got Terry reading, just lovely from beloved Diana on the 7 bodies of mankind.
The 7 bodies, addressed by beloved Diana, September 29th, 1955. Beloved friends of immortal light and life eternal, you who are so familiar with the violet fire of freedom's love, to you I bring the gratitude of my heart for all you have done in the transmutation of human creation, up to and including this time. I speak the fiat and decree of the mighty Arcturus that every source that stimulates the senses of mankind to qualify the mental and feeling energies with impurity shall be wiped from the face of the earth now and forever. This shall be done whether that impurity finds expression on the written page, the cartoon, the obscene picture, or the story whispered from ear to ear. In the name of the great and mighty Arcturus, the beloved Zadkiel, and the mighty Master Saint Germain, I say to those forces which stimulate the mental and feeling processes to create imperfection, stop, stop, stop right now. Be thou transmuted into constructive activities which stimulate the higher thought, the purer feeling, and the cleaner living. Beloved ones, it is my service to bring to your attention again the truth which was presented to you some time ago by the beloved Master Saint Germain, who serves with my Lord Arcturus. Every vehicle which has been created by the flame of your individualization is composed of the substance of the sphere in which it functions. For the purpose of simplicity and clarity, we shall refer to it as electronic light substance. In the future, you shall have a more specific name. Projected from the Godhead and breathing within itself, the flame became the magnet which drew around itself electronic light, and with the help of the builders of form created the white fire body. Of what is this white fire body composed? Millions and millions of electrons grouped together around central cores, forming spiritual atoms. These cores are in the life pattern of your own. Now, where you have the colors of the causal body on the chart, in the electronic body of the I Am Presence, you have blazing light, and as there is no impure substance lodged between those light rays, the electronic body is completely free from weight, impurity, and shadow. Every group of electrons forming the spiritual atoms emit the music of your keynote, the fragrance and perfume of your being, and the beauty of your reason for being. Your causal body, that is, the aura around the electronic body, you created yourself by your service at inner spheres, before physical embodiment took place, and since then in your various incarnations. When the individual decided to utilize his experiences in the 7 spheres and apply for incarnation, the Holy Christ Self came into being. For what purpose? To step down the vibrations of the light which forms the magnificence of the I Am Presence into the atmosphere in which the vehicles of the outer self would function. The Holy Christ Self, in like manner, was made up of these electrons, all spinning around a central core, and although not moving quite so rapidly as those that make up the electronic presence, yet they move in complete harmony, in magnificent music and exquisite fragrance. If you can visualize this picture, beloved friends, try to hold it in your imaginations. When the emotional body was created, it was made up of electrons drawn from the emotional realm, the realm of feeling, or the realm of the angels and archangels. The little electrons that came and spun around the central core of the atoms, out of which the builders of form created the emotional body, were beautiful, harmonious, and perfect. The mental body of the outer self was formed out of aerial substance, the etheric body from etheric substance, and the flesh body was formed out of the elements of the earth. I tell you this for a purpose, not to bore you with a treatise on creation. Nothing in this world, beloved friends, is static. Science has proved that even so-called inanimate substance, like wood or stone, is in constant motion. Therefore, the physical body, which seems to be solid and substantial to you, is composed of groups of electrons looking somewhat like the upper figure on the chart. Around those electrons, the substance of the outer world and purity has been drawn, so that, rather than having the rainbow colors of the chart as your aura, you have a clogging of the little force fields which has closed in the light of the electrons. What has been the result of this? As that accumulation has been magnetized into your flesh, it has bogged down, let us say, the vibratory action of the atoms, and they no longer vibrate in harmony with your keynote. They have lost the resiliency and buoyancy which they have when they vibrate in harmony with their natural God estate. Some of the organs of the body, which have been particularly intruded upon by the suction of impure substance into themselves, also vibrate less rapidly than others. Then you have organic disturbance, which is the result of the slowing down of the electrons spinning around their central core. In spiritual healings, all that is done is that pure, unadulterated light is poured into and around that organ by whichever member of the ascended host to whom the call is made, and, just as you would clean out a clogged pipe, so does that light loosen and transmute the human effluvia which has, more or less, smothered the electrons. That heavy human effluvia is wedged in between the electrons which make up each atom, causing the atoms to spin more slowly and not in the rhythm of the keynote of your being. The flame of purification quickens the vibrations of the electrons and atoms, restores them to their original purity, thus allowing them to release perfect light rays. The same thing is true of your mental body. The electrons which comprise the mental body are absorbing discordant substance constantly from the atmosphere, and the same condition applies to your flesh form. Therefore, what your mind dwells upon secretly, you are drawing into the force fields of the electrons and atoms of your mental vehicle and your physical form as well, producing manifestations which may be read by the discerning. The vibratory action of your emotional vehicle, if qualified with disharmony of any kind, will manifest as imperfection in the substance which you have drawn into the force fields of the electrons forming the atoms which compose the emotional body. The effluvia thus drawn in slows down their vibratory action, and thus you have emotional upheavals.
Always so well read by beloved Terry, and such good information for us. Okay, so this is from beloved Almoira, and yeah, I just felt it just came up on the things that I was reading, and I just thought it was really good to share it. And he says, history repeats itself. We are now in a period of repetition, wherein the dark hordes are endeavoring to overrun the planet as they did before, resulting in the sinking of various continents. Much of the planned destructive cataclysmic action can be averted if the children of light will band together and make concentrated dynamic decrees. The first requisite is power, that full gathered cosmic momentum which the beloved students can apply so well, and in the name of God, the next is protection. If you were to cross the road and in doing so saw a car approaching, you would most assuredly get out of its way to avoid being struck. In other words, you would not step into the path of an oncoming vehicle, knowing most certainly injuries would ensue. In the case of the forces in action at this present time, a steamroller approaching is mild in comparison. Children of God, complacency is perilous in this hour, and in my world, at any hour, you must use the full power of the cosmic momentum you have gathered through the years in your application, and invoke our momentum to come into action and prevent the destructive forces which are at work from reaping their ill intent. You see the resultant conditions all about you. Do I have to fire you awake by so plainly setting before you the above facts? That the gathering momentum of evil on the face of the earth is rolling like a mighty avalanche, ready to bear down on the peoples everywhere. Whoops, wrong one. In the name of God, arise, awake, and shake yourself free from the lethargy and go into action with the invoked assistance of mighty Astrea, Lord Michael with their mighty circle and sword of blue flame, and the mighty violet transmuting flame. My beloved Cheetahs, you have always responded to my call, and I know I can count on those of you who have proven the law through the application of its tenets. Already I feel a response which has come to me through those of you who are attuned to your Holy Christ selves. The blessed Holy Christ self is alive, alert, and ready to go into action through you to intensify the power of your calls and as you make them. You have been given the law, not to be entertained mentally, absolutely not. It has been impersonally given so that you may assist in freeing this dear planet from all that is not of God's perfection. You have sworn your allegiance to the cause of our beloved Ascended Master Saint Germain at inner levels, some with your lips, but most of all, those of you who have vowed in your blessed hearts, it is you we are counting on. Forewarned is forearmed. And as we know, beloved Omari always comes with these mighty dynamic requests. And it's time now. I think it's really is time for us all to be aware of the importance of our constancy and our calls. And now this is where we have this wonderful opportunity to make those calls for our brothers and sisters that might be caught in the psychic and astral realms, and to assist Saint Germain in those violet flame temples. So we say together, beloved presence of God, I am in me, and beloved immortal threefold flame of eternal truth within my heart, and beloved Saint Germain, while my body sleeps this night, let all the constructive energy of my entire life stream be used to render whatever service is needed in the violet flame temples established in the psychic and astral realms to draw the full gathered cosmic momentum of the violet purifying flame of divine love and compassion through every discarnate life stream there. Let all the souls who dwell in those realms be taken immediately into those purifying temples of mercy and compassion, and there have the accumulated destructively qualified energies of their life streams purified and transmuted, so they carry in their life streams no miscreations that would add to their own or the world's distress. We decree it, and so be it, beloved I am, and we accept this done here and now with full cosmic power, and we thank you. Thank you. Such a blessing for those ones that have that call. Now, this is a lovely story. I hope you enjoy it.
Show your mouth. Of course you do. Of course you do.
For a few days, Jeff kept noticing this tiny fawn wandering helplessly along the edge of the woods. It didn't take him long to realize that if he didn't step in, the little guy probably wouldn't make it. So Jeff helped him out, and pretty soon the baby deer vanished. But the most amazing and touching part of this story, well, that didn't happen until a whole year later. At first, Jeff honestly didn't plan on getting involved. He saw the little fawn near the woods, went about his business, and figured, Mom's got to be somewhere close. But the next day, the little fella showed up again, and then again the day after that. By then, Jeff knew that this boy was truly alone and struggling to survive. So he hung a bottle of milk right by the bird feeder and then just stepped back. The fawn immediately trotted over and drained it dry, every last drop. After a few days, Jeff got brave enough to try feeding him by hand. He squatted down, gave a soft whistle, and stretched out the bottle. The fawn hesitated for just a moment, but then he came forward and gently took it from Jeff's hands. That's actually the exact moment Jeff decided to call him Fairy, because honestly, the whole scene felt pretty magical. But it soon became clear it wasn't really about the milk anymore.
Apple. How's an apple?
Fairy started showing up at the house just to hang out.
Here? What is this? Fairy, what are you doing?
If Jeff was chopping wood, she'd stand just a few feet away, quietly watching. When he was fixing the shed roof, the little deer would lie down nearby and patiently wait.
Doesn't smell like grass at all.
Waking up in the morning, Jeff would almost always find Fairy standing by the porch, like she'd been waiting there for him.
Every morning. Every morning. You're not missing, Fairy, eh?
One time, Jeff even forgot to close the door and suddenly heard tiny hooves clicking on the kitchen floor. He laughed and said, "Are you sure about this, Fairy? It's not very polite barging in like this." But Jeff never forgot that Fairy's real home was always the forest. It might sound strange, but she wasn't coming around for food anymore. She was coming for love and affection. Then one day, Fairy hailed up with some friends, and everything changed.
Little 7-month baby there.
Jeff had always hoped Fairy would learn to live independently, so he often took her deep into the woods, far from the hunter trails. She followed him trustingly like a loyal dog, and she learned how to find mushrooms, leaves, and grass. Every day, she started looking more like a real wild deer. Then, one afternoon, Barry met an adult doe with 2 fawns and brought them right up to Jeff's porch. But the doe immediately saw Fairy as competition and tried to push her away. Jeff watched carefully and then decided to help out, quietly giving Fairy just a bit more food so the others could see that being with Fairy was beneficial for everyone. Soon, the little herd began showing up together each morning, but once the first snowfall came, they disappeared. And no matter how much Jeff whistled, he only got silence in return. But the sadness didn't last too long. Come spring, a grown-up Fairy appeared through the morning mist and immediately nudged her nose into Jeff's elbow, just like she'd never left. These days, she stops by from time to time, still bringing him an incredible sense of joy and energy.
Do you sleep at
And speaking of incredible energy, wait till you see this Rottweiler from our last video. He literally refuses to let his owner out of his sight and acts like a total daddy's boy. Go ahead and click on the video to your right. You got to see it to believe it.
That's such a lovely story. It's a lovely story. All right, so now we've got this wonderful time we can say our decrees for the beloved animal, insect, and reptile kingdom. So we say together, beloved, I am presence and that of all mankind. Charge your mighty light of mercy and compassion to flow through us all and bring comfort and freedom to the animal, insect, and reptile kingdoms. May each human being remember and accept their responsibility as guardians and protectors of this planet's pure and innocent life until all is set free and their divine plans fulfilled. We so decree it, and so be it. In God's most holy name, I am. We accept it done, and we thank you. We thank you. And now this is just, we finish off before John takes over. We've got one song in between, lovely song. And now this is from beloved John the Beloved, St. John. But first of all, the Mahachahan says, in the cities of St. John, in the western part of the United States, there is a great brotherhood wholly dedicated to the bringing of natural healing measures through music, through herbs, manipulation, and adjustment, who are eager and desirous of introducing this through mankind's servants, now active in this line. This is what John says, John the Beloved. Let us turn our attention to the musical activity which you so kindly participated in on Holy Thursday. This is a cosmic project in which I am particularly interested. In our etheric cities of light over the Arizona desert, we employ the harmonious tones of musical expression in our healing service. Several of our friends from the Bridge to Freedom activity who have made the transition are now serving with me in the temples of music at this focus. Yesterday, the angels of music in the North American continent were brought this energy to us to be further amplified. All who dwell in the realms of light realize the importance and the efficacy of beautiful music in the process of stabilizing the planet and her evolutions. We anticipate great accomplishment from this activity, and we are grateful to have the Cheetahs participate, for music is an important means through which they may harmonize their own beings, and as this essence emanates from you, all life is enriched thereby. So just lovely to know, there's just so many wonderful things going on in the heavenly realms, and by which we benefit, I know. The music is so important. And on that note, we're going to sing the Cave of Symbol Retreats. And I think this is a lovely song too, also very with lots of instruction in it. Short and sweet. And there we have it, the atomic accelerator in the Cave of Symbols. It's just always maybe interesting to go there. And now, beloved, John will take over. Thank you so much, beloved John.
Thank you, beloved Anthea. Good evening, all. And thank you for coming. And thank you, beloved Anthea, for these awesome messages, videos, and this wonderful teaching that you always prepare for us. And now, beloved mighty and presence, we ask you to take command of us all and produce your mighty perfection through our decrees. Beloved ascended masters, we give you full permission on behalf of ourselves and of all mankind to do whatever is necessary in this lower realm to fulfill the divine plan. And we call for you to charge your mighty power and give whatever energy may be lacking from our sides into all our decrees, so they can manifest here and now, all according to thy will. We call to you, beloved Archangel Michael, to send cosmic rays and mighty angels of protection to protect us and all who have joined the Zoom class, and for all the energy released to be purified and used only to serve the pure divine cosmic light. Beloved mighty and presence, eternal source of the Christ within, we call upon Ascended Master Jesus, the Mahachohan, and the Cosmic Christ to pour forth the light of Christ's consciousness upon us all. And so be it. Beloved I am, we thank you. We say together, Mighty I am presence, great host of Ascended Masters, Archangels and Elohim, cosmic beings and great cosmic light, come forth now in all your cosmic power. Withdraw and withhold all power from destructive forces and individuals with destructive intent throughout the world right now and forever, whether it is conscious or unconscious. Expose, seize, bind, and render helpless all these sinister forces and their activities until the light has removed them completely and illumined the source, so this may never act again, and raise up to positions of power the divinely chosen leaders. Replace all with Ascended Master consciousness and the divine plan fulfilled. We thank you. Our tube of light protection. Beloved mighty I am presence, beloved Archangel Michael, and beloved Commander Conrad, continually intensify your protective pillar of pure light substance and Archangel Michael's armor of light through and around me, charged with your invincible protection, all-powerful and impenetrable. I am invisible. I am invincible. I am invulnerable to anything but thy almighty perfection. I am grateful we are given whatever added protection is needed. What we ask for ourselves, we ask for our loved ones, and that which is constructive in all mankind and the world. Thank you. Just visualize your tube of light coming down from our beloved mighty I am presence, that mighty pillar of brilliant blue and crystal light, blazing up through and around us, 9 feet in diameter, 3 feet each side of us, with that thick wall at the edge, stronger than any steel. Build your wall of light. See Archangel Michael's armor of light around us, forming that impenetrable pillar of protection around ourselves, this group, our families, friends, and around every constructive person across the face of the earth. Every beloved one standing up for truth, justice, and freedom. May God bless, direct, perfect, and protect each and every one. Thank you. I am the law of forgiveness, for myself and all mankind, for all mistakes, misqualified energy, human consciousness, and for straying from the light. Beloved mighty and presence, through your blessed love, power, and authority, we call to beloved Lady Master Kuan Yin. We ask that you fill us with your ascended master feelings of mercy and forgiveness, for ourselves and for all mankind. And we just feel deeply within ourselves that sincere desire to be forgiven and to forgive any and all misuse of life, human consciousness, misqualified energies of any kind, any wrong desires and feelings in our beings and world, and every mistake for which our outer selves are responsible. Just feel deeply in your hearts that gratitude for this blessing to all mankind, of this great gift of the law of forgiveness. It is truly a blessing to mankind. Beloved mighty I am presence, and that of all mankind, forgive, forgive, forgive each and every one of us. We call to you, great central sun, to charge your secret power into these decrees. And we call for beloved Saint Germain to anchor a cosmic concentration of violet fire in America, Europe, Africa, China, India, the Middle East, Russia, wherever else it is needed in our beloved world, here and now. We thank you. We say our violet fire decree together. Mighty I am presence, beloved Saint Germain, and those ministered to the violet flame, come forth now and blaze your cosmic violet fire, and cause a mighty victory for all the world to see. I am the law of forgiveness, in cosmic action now. I am the victory of the sacred fire in all its cosmic power. Mighty angels descend with your purple wands of fire, and strike them into the center of every place where there has been a history of sinister force activity. Transmute and consume it all, cause, core, record, effect, and memory, and set it all free from that which was never meant to be. Replace it all with ascended master consciousness, the divine plan fulfilled, and light from the secret love star. We thank you. decree for the elementals. I am the light of God that never fails, purifying, loving, thanking, and blessing the great directors of the elemental kingdom and every beloved earth, water, air, and fire elemental for your ceaseless service to me and to all mankind. I am the mighty cosmic light awakening all mankind to the great intelligence of this kingdom, and remove from elemental life today the necessity for longer obeying the destructive impulses of mankind, and so be it. Beloved I am, we thank you. In the name of my mighty I am presence, great cosmic beings, and great cosmic light, I decree, I am the presence charging the minds and feelings of everybody in America and the world with Saint Germain's ascended master consciousness and perfection, right now and forever. I am the presence, blessing, illumining, perfecting, and setting all free in service to the light. Our decree for the purification of our beloved earth. In the name of my mighty I am presence, and by the power of the great host of ascended beings, we demand a cosmic living sword of blazing flame, continually strike into all human miscreations back to the very beginning, causing all negative energies and entities in the psychic natural realms and in the consciousness of all mankind to cease to exist forever. Cause, core, effect, record, and memory, freeing all human and elemental life from that which was never meant to be, and ensuring the psychic and astral realm is no more. Replace it all with the immaculate concept for all life, ascended master consciousness, and light substance from the secret love star. Let thy will be done, and so be it, and so it is. Beloved I am, we thank you. Our decree for divine justice. I am the most intensified cosmic action of the flame of divine justice, blazing throughout the world, right now and forever. I am the law. I am the justice. I am the jury. I am the judge. I am the jury. Knowing that I am all-powerful, then I know that only divine justice can be done, everywhere, here and now. Beloved Lady Portia, ensure divine justice prevails throughout the world, right now and forever. And so be it, and so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you. Now, before we say our final decree, by the love, power, and authority of our beloved mighty I am presence, we call to you, beloved mighty victory, to fill us with your full feelings of victorious accomplishment, that cosmic feeling of ascended master victory. We say together, I am the victory of the cosmic light. I am the victory of the cosmic light. I am the victory of the cosmic light. I am the cosmic flame of victory, which reigns supreme everywhere, right now and forever. We accept these calls answered as they are made, according to thy will, with full cosmic power, maintained and trebled each instant of each hour, until fully manifest. And so be it, and so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you. And as we end now, let us focus on that beloved love star, radiating within our auras, placed there by beloved Sanat Kumara, as a gift to all humankind, assisting us in holding that frequency of unconditional divine love. It is a true cosmic blessing. We love and thank you, beloved mighty love star, and ask that you expand your mighty supreme light through our four lower bodies, and to saturate all whom we pass by on our earthly journeys with unconditional divine love. And to that mighty secret love star shining from the heavens for this 2,000-year period, we bless and thank you and all the mighty cosmic beings from the great central sun, holding this focus. Expand your supreme light through our individual love stars and around all life evolving on our sweet earth. And we thank you deeply for this. Thank you, everybody, and blessings to all.
Marvelous. Thank you so much, beloved John. Bless you. And now, just a moment, we'll just have the closing invocation. And I was wondering who would like to say, Solomon, beloved Solomon, can you read for us?
Yes, thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Closing invocation. Before ending the section, we all say, with our mics muted, Beloved I Am Presence and beloved Master Kutumi, nourish the seeds planted in my consciousness so that the ideas entrusted to me become manifest flowers of perfect expression in my world and the world of all my fellow men. Beloved presence of God I Am, pour the light of thy great glory upon my consciousness and nourish the seeds planted by the masters. We thank you.
Thank you, beloved Solomon. Bless your heart. And now, just a moment, we just send our deepest love and gratitude to our beloved I Am Presence, the great ascended hosts, and for our many blessings we know we have on our beloved earthly journeys, and for our beautiful beloved world and our opportunities to serve. We thank you. And let's just, thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to stop the recording quickly.